Hello, this is Ling Chi, brush painting for beginners. Today we're going to demonstrate a Lotus. And Lotus is one of the most painted flower in brush painting. And I also would like to talk a little bit about when you Google Lotus in the on the internet, you get a lot of water lily. So in the Chinese culture, there's a huge difference between water lily and lotus. Lotus represent pure, and water lily a lot of times representing a woman that have no roots, because the water lily usually float on the surface of the water, and then the lotus actually has the root going down on the mud. So there's a huge difference in Chinese culture between the lotus and water lily. When Evan have a chance, he can talk even more about the philosophical differences. And I'm painting on Double Xuan AO, which is thick pull single paper. Is a vintage. It's about 20 years old, so it's pretty stable. So can take the moisture very well. And then the brush I'm going to use Lotus Petal. You can replace it with large orchid bamboo, and then full lotus, which I'm going to do leaves, as well as a 3-inch wash brush for the leaves, and then a happy dot for the small area. And then the color is one of the things that it's a little bit different than what I usually try to keep it simple, because the lotus has so much such a big leaf, so you need a lot of yellow and indigo. So I would use separate dishes to make a green and indigo and the yellow chunk as a separate things, instead my usual going to a palette. And then the flower, and you can use companion set, which I have it here, and then or Kuretake palette 36 color set. I personally prefer the 36 because you have more red. And then the basic is you need at least 2 red. And then the Sakura White for the lighter paddle. So I'm going to put the Sakura White in my flower plate. And I have a little bit red on my mixing brush, which I don't mind. And then make it not too opaque. And then I would do two red. We'll start with either the Kuretake's Carmine, and rouge. If you use the Kuretake set, then you have the carmine, and then I will add a little bit purple, the red purple in here, make it darker. You can see the pigment is very intense. So I marry all these two colors together. So I have a lighter red and a dark red. So if you use the companion set, I can tell you the difference, which is I also have a carmine here. And then I have a red here. And then with this red, I'm going to have to add purple. So then that kind of become a little bit tricky to have a consistent. So the Kuretake set is a little bit easier to mixing, but it's coming out pretty good. So you can see these two reds from the two color palette. Okay, and then we'll start with the flower. So you use I'm using the Lotus petal. You can use large orchid bamboo. And then first I dip the red. I'm sorry, the Sakura White. And then I rinse the tip off. And then I dip into the lighter red and a little dark red, and then mix in the middle, blend. So again, Sakura White, two red, a little bit. And then I use my Happy Dot. You can use the palette yellow, or you can use the yellow chunk, which I have the yellow chunk here. I'm doing a center yellow. Okay, and then I'm using Lotus petal brush again, which I'm going to load the two red only. I wanted to add a little bit darker purple. Two red, a little bit purple. Then I rinse my brush off all the dark red, and then I load additional wash the red off, and then I load the Sakura White and 2 red. So I'm going to do and then I will load 2 red, dark red again, little purple. So then I finish my lotus flower. And so then I load the 2 red, a little dark red here, and I'll use my Happy Doll brush, and then paint a little, fill a little green here. This is going to be my bud. Then I use my Happy Dot, load a little red and little dark, a little green, and then tip with the red. Okay, so then I'm starting to do my leaves. So I'm going to load my 3-inch wash brush. First, I'm loading a little yellow and a little green and a little bit indigo. Green, indigo, black. So yellow and green, indigo. Yellow, green, a little indigo. And then I'm doing the bottom leaf. Yellow, indigo, green mix. Yellow. So this is the time where I need my full lotus brush. The same thing with yellow and green and indigo. And then I would use a little ink, that's bottle ink, my palette. Green, and a little bit ink. Tip in the top, and all right, and then I'm going to go back with my full lotus brush and load.
That one's the Lotus Petal, right?
Lotus Petal, I'm sorry. It's wrong. Thank you, Evan, for correcting. And then a little green, and then with a little red on the tip. Green with a little red on the tip. And then I'm using my happy dot. A little dark red. And then at the end, I should have bleed-proof white, but I don't. So I'm going to use very heavy Sakura White, which you can, if you don't have bleed-proof white, you can use Sakura, but if you have bleed-proof white, that's preferred. Okay, and then we finish the lotus for the day.